bubhukṣuriha saṃsāre mumukṣurapi dṛśyate bhogamokṣanirākāṅkṣī viralo mahāśayaḥ.
Those who seek worldly enjoyments and those desirous of liberation both are found in this world. But rare indeed is the noble-minded sage who is not desirous of either enjoyment or liberation. Those who seek worldly enjoyments, repeating the possible worldly enjoyments, physical pleasures, physical comforts, crave for praise, recognition, adoration, power, position, fame, various things which pleases senses, get-togethers, travels, parties, outings, exhibiting, etc., etc. Movies, shows, so on and so forth, extrovert socializing, luxurious life, and so on. All these things are meant to give enjoyment to senses, worldly enjoyments. And then we come to those who seek liberation, mumukshu, as expressed in this verse. When one is tired of pursuing all the above, finding that none of them stays with him, none of them gives him permanent happiness, the best of objects, associations could not keep him happy forever because of the temporary, ephemeral nature of those objects, those human beings. Never can the objects or things or human beings who themselves are, which by itself are temporary in nature, perishable in nature, how they can give imperishable joy. At every stage, those whom he thought were his bosom friends, best relations, and will be with him whatever happens in the world, lo and behold, to his surprise, either he himself lost interest in them and left them, or they left him. Now at this stage, the desire moves from worldly things to desire for liberation. Tired of all worldly enjoyments, at a destined time in destined birth, one understands the vacuum in all the worldly enjoyments and turns towards God realization. Takes up liberation as the purpose of his existence and pursues the same sincerely. These are the two categories. Now, how about mahāśayaḥ? expression in the verse. How about one who has attained realization and is alone in and as kaivalya, aloneness or self? Maybe he might have also pursued worldly enjoyments in some birth, then turned towards God realization later in the present or then earlier birth. And then now he has crossed both worldly enjoyments and pursuing God realization. Bhoga and moksha, both are transcended. He does not seek anything outward, nothing at all, once he discovered his inner state of joy, inner state of kaivalya. If you tell him creation exists, then that creation for him is like the space within and the various parts inside the space. In that ultimate state, what does enjoyments at worldly level mean to him? And what also liberation would mean to such a sage who is already liberated? Let's see the commentary. Rare is the expression, okay? Viralo. Denoting, explaining that rare. Rarity of such a sage who has transcended both. In the commentary, Acharya brings about a verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, where he says, one perchance in thousands of men strives for perfection, and one perchance among the blessed one striving thus knows me in reality. This has elaborately explained with the verse Jantunam Narajanmatulabham from Viveka Chudamani in the first ever session given to anyone who had approached him in the last 12-13 years. Purpose of human birth. Acharya writes further, a similar thought in Kathopanishad brings out the rarity of self-knowledge. It says, the self-existent God has so created the senses that they go outward, and hence man sees the external and not the internal self. Only perchance some wise man desirous of immortality turns his eyes and beholds the inner Atman. A sage who has already liberated himself from the thraldom of matter and who has realized the infinite bliss, he therefore thereafter is not desirous of either enjoyment or liberation. Of course, such a perfect sage is mahāśayaḥ, is indeed very rare. Hari Om. Tat Sat.